What's up, Woodworking Nation? Welcome to Armor God Woodworks and welcome back into the paint room. So when we come in here, we've usually got something pretty cool. So today we've got a pretty cool color. Now, if you saw one of my videos earlier about spraying a sample, you've seen this color, but now we're putting it on this island. So the customer that we had, they accepted the color, they liked the way it looked, and so we got turned loose on it. Now, the way that we did this is on the ends and on the back, we did recessed panels on this. This is going down the coast. So this is kind of a coastal look that we're going for, and I didn't want my panels to be on the outside of the cabinet, so we actually recessed them in, and it looks really cool. We left about an 1/8 of an inch gap all the way around it so that it looks like it's just sitting in there. It gives it a nice little dimension, and it just gives you something a little bit extra to look at. So we try to do things a little bit different and try to change them up on every job because doing the same thing all the time gets boring. So whenever we're turned loose and the customer just says make it look good, then they kind of give us the free will to kind of do whatever we want to. So today we're going to spray this Newburyport Blue. Now it's a Sherwin-Williams color, and it is a very dark blue. It's really pretty though. And so what I've been doing today is I've been spraying Sherwin-Williams Pure White all day long. It's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and so I've had a lot of white paint going through my paint gun. So whenever I'm transitioning from a really light color to a really dark color, spend a little bit extra time cleaning the gun because you don't want any white specks coming out. You want to clean the nose, you want to clean everything that you can to make sure that you're not getting any white spots coming through. Now, one thing about dark paint versus a lighter paint is it's got a little bit more, it seems to me, it's got a little bit more of a harsh fume to it. I usually always wear my mask. It kind of depends on what I'm doing. If I'm spraying right against the fans, I don't worry about it, especially when it's really hot, because this thing right here just about make you suffocate. And so if it's really hot and I'm spraying shelves or doors or something like that, I'll get right up against the fans, turn them on wide open, and that way I'm not inhaling any of the fumes. It's just sucking them straight out. But spraying these darker colors, you're always going to want to wear a mask because I'm not sure what the chemical compound is in that lacquer paint for the darker colors, but it is a little bit harsher. It actually makes my eyes water. Sometimes if I'm spraying a lot, I have to wear a full face mask because my eyes will start watering so bad I can't see. So it is a little bit more harsh. It really smells different than the lighter colors. So you kind of want to take that into account when you're spraying. How much PPE do you need? Do you need just a respirator? Do you need a full face mask? Do you need a full face respirator? Now, I've actually got one. I don't know where it is, but I've got one somewhere. But it's a full mask with a respirator made into it, and it's a pretty cool, basically a helmet. So anyways, we're going to spray that color. And one thing to keep in mind is whenever you're spraying a dark colors tend to dry a little bit faster. So you're going to, you're accelerating your dry time, which means you're going to be, more prone to having overspray on this thing. So you want to start farthest away from your fan and work closest to your fan. You don't want to be spraying, you don't want to start up there close to the fan and come back this way and spray, because you're going to get that overspray on there and it's going to ruin, what you're working on here. So you always want to start away from the fan and work your way up. Now, these darker colors, I do like to spray them a little bit light, just because they tend to finish a little bit better. You don't want to get on there and just do a heavy coat. You want to do them light, spray it around one time, make sure you cover it decently enough so that whenever you come around the second time, that it's going to cover it all up, because you'll be able to put 2 coats on this thing pretty quick because it does dry fast. So we cut one fan on. It is a little bit humid outside. Temperature's up, but the humidity's up also. It's a little cloudy today. So we're just kind of taking our time with the airflow that we've got coming through. I've got my back door open right here on the other side, and so I'm drawing the air through from outside into here, and it's giving me a nice flow of air as we start spraying. But you do want to do on the darker colors, you want to spray a couple of light coats. You don't want to have any runs. You want to eliminate that possibility. Set your gun low, set the volume coming out kind of low, and you don't want your fan to be super wide. You want it about 1/4 away. So you'll be shooting about 4 or 5 inches wide if you're 7 or 8 inches away from what we're spraying here. Because we do have a lot of, there's just a lot of different, details on this. We've got insets, so we're gonna have to come in and spray them, and then come back and shoot the top. So you just want to make sure that you're covering all of those, you know, just little nuances that are in these things and make them look pretty. So let's get masked up, get the fan on. We'll turn on the Fuji Q4, and we'll get to shooting some Newburyport Blue. All right, so that's pretty much it for the first round. I got 2 good coats on there. I'm gonna let it sit there and let it dry and just go over it and make sure that I don't have any light spots or any white spots where my primer's showing through. So I will shoot one more coat on this just to make sure that everything's covered and looks pretty. You'll notice that I had to reload whenever I was down on the other end. Normally what I would do if I wasn't making a video for y'all to watch, I would have reloaded after I shot that first coat just to make sure I've got plenty to go through so I can finish up my second coat. I don't like to stop in the middle of a cabinet and reload my paint because a lot of times you can leave a line and it just doesn't look good, and you have to sand it out and kind of feather it all back in, and it creates more of a hassle in the finish room, and it adds more time to your project, which a lot of times you don't have. On this project, we're on a crunch. We're trying to get this thing finished so we can get them installed, and so I don't have time to be making many errors on it. So normally I would have shot it one time, loaded my gun back up, and then did it again. But what I did, because I knew I was running low, I could tell by the weight capacity on my gun, I can tell when I'm getting low. So what I did was whenever I got down to the end, I went ahead and sprayed out where it got me a good stopping point where I wasn't meeting back up in the middle of the cabinet. Went ahead and finished that end, and that way I knew I had plenty of paint, so I wasn't going to have to start back in the middle of it. You can do that on a light color. I don't recommend doing it on a dark color because sometimes, like I said, you'll see that line in there because this paint does dry super fast. So under normal circumstances, like with a light color paint, I got about 10 minutes. With this stuff right here, you got sometimes less than 3 minutes depending on my airflow that I've got in here. It dries just like that. So anyways, keep that in mind if you're spraying lacquer, the dry time, and especially the color that you're spraying to make, because if you're spraying dark, it's going to dry fast. So anyways, that's Newburyport Blue, beautiful color, going on a job on the coast of Georgia. So we're looking forward to getting that installed and getting it in the kitchen. I think it's going to be a nice addition to it. So anyways, y'all stay cool, keep it safe. It's turning into summer, so that means it's getting hot. That means I'm going to be getting hot. So anyways, y'all have a blessed day, and I'll catch you on the next one.